Hey guys, Zach here from digitalconstructive.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about the C-20 license, also known as the HVAC license or simply the HVAC Contractor license. So a warm air heating, ventilating, and air conditioning contractor fabricates, installs, maintains, services, and repairs warm air heating systems, air conditioning systems, and water heating pumps. And that definition is straight from the CSLB website, and that's the Contractors State License Board. So an HVAC license is required to contract for work associated with any type of HVAC where the total cost exceeds $500 in labor and materials. So to charge over $500, you've got to have a C-20 license. Now, how long does it take to get the C-20 license? You're looking at approximately 90 days. There's a lot of different factors that can make it take a lot longer than 90 days, and in some cases it could take less than 90 days, but on average you're looking at about a 90-day process. The time of the year that you send your application, whether or not you have a criminal history, or also whether or not your application is put up for further review. These are all factors that can, add to the time frame or lessen the time frame, but generally you're looking at about 6 to 8 week application processing time, and then another 3 to 4 weeks before you actually go and take the state exam. So what are the basic requirements? You've got to be at least 18 years of age. You've got to have a valid driver's license or USA ID. You've got to have a Social Security or ITIN number. And you can't currently be on probation or parole. Now, what are the experience requirements for the HVAC license? You've got to have at least 4 years full-time journey level experience that has to be within the last 10 years. You've got to have somebody who can sign off and verify that experience. You've got to be able to document the experience if the CSLB asks. And who can sign off on your experience? So you could have a general contractor. You could have a C-20 HVAC license holder. You could have a foreman or supervisor. You could have a fellow journeyman or employee sign off on your application. Or you could have a business associate, somebody maybe you've done work for. Now, when I say filling out your application, whoever you choose to have sign for you and verify your experience is going to need to provide a brief description of your knowledge and skill set. So the way this description is written will be critical to whether or not your application is accepted. So for example, Ed is a really nice guy and has worked in HVAC. Is not going to work. That won't get accepted by the CSLB. Your description will need to sound something more like, Ed has installed and repaired AC units, he's changed Freon, tested components to determine necessary repairs, etc. So the CSLB is going to want to see a in-detail description of your work experience in HVAC, and whoever you have sign off for you is going to have to provide that description. So your criminal history. So, you're going to have to do live scan fingerprinting. If you do have a criminal record, not to worry. I've helped many people get licensed despite having a criminal record. But the key is to be 100% honest on the application if you do have a criminal record. So even if it was expunged, even if it happened years ago, even if you don't necessarily think it was that important, be 100% honest because it's going to come up when you do your fingerprinting. Typically, the CSLB is looking for charges associated with fraud, forgery, embezzlement, any type of white-collar crime associated with stealing money. So if your charge doesn't fall under those categories, you should be okay. But again, you're going to want to be ready to submit any court documents that the CSLB asks you to send. So that's something you want to always be, thinking about when you fill out your application. So what is on the exam? You're looking at 2 parts. There's going to be 115 questions just on contractor law. There's going to be 115 questions specific to HVAC. You'll have 3 hours to complete each portion. It's going to be a multiple choice test, and it's going to be done on site on a computer. And you can bring a translator if you need to. Now, what's on the C-20 portion of the test? You're going to have 26% of the test covering evaluation, design, and estimation. You're going to have 27% of the test covering fabrication, installation, and startup. 22% of the test is going to be troubleshooting, repair, and maintenance. And 25% of the test is going to be safety. So for a deeper look at what's going to be on the HVAC license exam, I would suggest you check out our website. We've got a full breakdown that covers pretty much everything that's going to be on the test that you're going to want to know about. So after you pass your HVAC license exam, you'll know immediately. You'll get your results right there on the spot. You can take a retake. Usually you can go and retake it within about 3 weeks. You've got to pass it within 6 months of failing. And you're going to pay a license activation fee, and you're going to provide your contractor bond number. And then typically you get your contractor license card in the mail within a couple weeks. Now, the costs associated with the license. There is a state application fee, there's a license activation fee, and then there's a renewal fee that you pay every 2 years. You've got to pay for fingerprinting, and you've got to provide a contractor bond number, which has a separate cost. Now, I've got a separate video on the most current state license fees, as well as what is a contractor bond. So I suggest at the end of this video you check out both of those videos, because they're going to tell you how much the fees are right now, and then a little bit more information about bonding. So in conclusion, getting your C-20 HVAC license, it's a very smooth process if you have the correct information, and then if your application is filled out correctly. This is very important. You're going to definitely make sure that you study the right information. Obviously, you want to pass the test the first time, but if you go into it knowing exactly what you need, you have everything filled out correctly, you have everything you need organized before you send your application, it'll make getting your C-20 license a lot smoother. But for any additional information, you can check out some of our other videos. If you found this video helpful, click the like button, subscribe to our channel. We're dropping a lot of different videos on a lot of different topics. But again, my name is Zach from digitalconstructive.com, and thanks again for watching.